So what is truth, anyway? Is it what you remember, what I remember? Or is it, I don't know, something else entirely? Well, that's the huge question right at the center of Emily Henry's brand new novel, Great Big Beautiful Life. Today, we're going to dive right into that incredible first chapter that just kicks this whole story off. Okay, so the chapter opens with this killer quote, and it's not even from one of the characters. It's from the legendary Hollywood producer Robert Evans. And this one idea, this thought that there are always three versions of a story, man, that becomes the lens for everything. I mean, everything that's about to happen. It's the whole conflict of the novel, just handed to us right on page one. Pretty brilliant, right?
All right, first up, let's meet our hopeful journalist. This is Alice Scott. She's our narrator, so right off the bat, we're getting her version of the story.
So we find Alice at this, it's a huge moment for her. She's driven all the way out to this tiny island for what is, no exaggeration, the opportunity of a lifetime. Right now, she's a writer for an online mag. But her real dream, her big passion is writing biographies. And she is literally about to walk into the biggest story she could possibly imagine.
And, the way we get to know Alice is so clever. She's just sitting there in her car, completely in her own head, and she's listing off these anxious, kind of quirky facts about herself to try and calm down. It just makes her so relatable, A little insecure, totally self-aware, and yeah, she admits she has never played it cool in her life. It's like we get a direct window right into her brain. So, why is Alice so incredibly nervous? Well, it's all because of the woman she's about to meet. The one and only reclusive tabloid princess. Okay, so Margaret Grace Ives. For 2 decades, this woman has been a total ghost, just vanished from public life, completely shut away. But now, the former heiress to this giant media empire has, well, maybe finally agreed to talk. And just look at this list. This is why her story is such a massive deal. Margaret isn't just some rich lady. She is a legend. I mean, her life reads like a crazy Hollywood movie. You've got the collapsed media empire, the rock star husband, a huge scandal, a cult, a trial, an accident, and then poof, 20 years ago, she just disappears. Every single one of these things could be its own book, and she lived through all of it. Okay, so Alice finally gets in the room with her. She makes her pitch, She promises Margaret, this will be your story, your voice front and center. We're going to make sure the world hears the version of events that you want to tell. And then Margaret just throws a complete curveball. She basically says, what if I don't want it to be my version? What if I want the whole awful truth? Whoa. That one question just blows Alice's whole plan out of the water. The stakes for this project just went through the roof. Just think about that for a second. Margaret is tired of her own story. She's tired of the version where she's always the hero. She wants to see her life in black and white, totally unvarnished. This isn't about PR, it's not about setting the record straight, it's about finding a truth that she feels like she's lost sight of herself. So Alice's head is spinning, right? She's trying to wrap her mind around this incredible request, and then she gets another shock, because it turns out she's not alone. The doorbell rings, and in that one moment, everything changes. Alice realizes, oh no, this isn't a job offer, this is an audition, and she is not the only one in the running. And who walks in? Only Hayden Anderson. This guy isn't just another writer. He's a Pulitzer Prize-winning biographer, a total literary giant. So you've got Alice, our scrappy underdog, and then you have this guy, hulking, already famous, kind of disinterested. The competition could not possibly be more intimidating. And that's exactly where the chapter leaves us hanging. Alice's absolute dream job is now a head-to-head competition against one of the best writers alive, and all for a biography of a woman who doesn't even want to tell her own side of the story. What a setup. So yeah, it brings us right back to that first question, doesn't it? When you tell someone's life story, whose version is the real truth? Is it the writer's? The person who lived it? Or is that whole awful truth something that you can, never really pin down? This chapter sets up such a fascinating puzzle. I'm curious, which version do you think matters most?